Hey everyone. This topic I want to bring up today is one that I feel really does deserve to be brought up. Simply because I don't know, I feel like that this topic is something that a lot of people don't care about, or I really shouldn't have to explain so much about, but I figured I'd go to anyway since I feel that I have to. It's about making movies. We all like to make movies in a different way, how we film them, how we write them, how we design them, and stuff like that. But one thing we never really think about doing is actually doing the work. I think that here's the thing about nowadays. We're thinking about this thing. It's this word I hate to use a lot, so just keep in mind. This is gonna be the one time I'm gonna say it, and the rest of the video I'm gonna try and do without saying that word because really hate the word now. It's a little thing called AI. I know, it's a real big controversy that's been going on this year. It's on YouTube, it's everywhere. People wanting to use it to work on their stuff, people using it to help them, some using it to just take over. And today I decided to go ahead and talk about why it shouldn't take over. Why we really do need to make films in our own fashion. We need to do things our own way. And that asking them for help is just no, not how you should make a movie or how you should do anything to be exact. Now, there is one thing for sure. Aren't we technically already using it? Haven't you been using it for a while? While it is true that Google and most sites online are technically that, the thing is, they're just still minor. We still need to work on things. Here's the thing about making films. Making a movie is a very simple process. It requires effort, time, and good money use. And you see, that's why we need to be doing it. When we're making a movie, we gotta actually put in time and effort. When we're just gonna be using some certain site to just make the film for us, where are we putting the effort in? Even if the movie does come out with effort, that's still not the effort that we want. Because even if you're gonna ask something to do a thing a certain way that you've hoped for, it's still going to make it in its own. And that said, you're not really going to be getting the credit that you want for the film. It's always good to have credit due because when you're making something, you gotta actually make it. If you're gonna just use all that copy and pasting, then you're not really making it how you want to make it. You're kind of just coming up with stuff that you didn't really design. So when the film comes out, it's not gonna be in the way that you made it. You didn't make what came out. You just asked were the one that asked, and that's not really how a project should be done. It really does seem to be bother me because the problem with just asking them to make the film is going to mean that you're not gonna deserve any credit for it. You don't deserve praise for work that you didn't even work on. That's what makes movies so much fun. We get to know who we praise for the achievement. We know who wrote it, who casted it, who filmed it, who did all that. We like to know who was in charge of that so we can give them the praise and or criticisms, whatever. That's how reviewing movies work. We have to choose the right people to praise or criticize. But we can't, but in this world, just criticizing that one thing is not going to mean anything. Sneeze. So that really does seem to be a problem. And like I said, it's not even just with movies. All sorts of stuff is like this. Making TV shows, writing books, just doing anything in particular. We can use them for like a minor assistance, but using it to just do the whole thing for us, I just don't think that we should do that. I think that's not only does that seem like cheating, but it seems like the worst kind of potential to work on a project. It doesn't really mean that you actually care about the project. Is the problem. When using that source, it doesn't seem like you care about the project. It just seems like that you want to get it done in a jiffy so you can go back to sleeping or doing whatever. And it's just not how making movies work. It's not how making anything works. You don't make stuff by using the assistance that you have in your hands. And I know you could think that maybe if it were allowed, but I really don't think it should be. Because seriously, I even if it were allowed and wasn't considered cheating by the FDA or anyone, I don't know who's in charge of it. If anybody doesn't consider it cheating, I still think that that shouldn't be a good reason. Because again, you're still just giving them the help ideas. You're letting them do the work. And when they do the work, the movie's not going to come out something that we can enjoy in a good way. It's all going to come too simple and clean, and there's nothing unique towards it. See, even if you could argue that they could work on something unique and epic, I doubt that that would ever happen. And I don't think it should. We all need to do things in our fashion. We shouldn't let the uniqueness come from a computer. We need to understand that to be a person, we have to all have our own unique style and use that style in our own way instead of letting the computers use that style. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just over here acting like computers are going to take over the world, but trust me, they are. And that's not something that needs to happen. Look, people, don't let them take over the world. All I'm saying is, we don't need computers taking over the world. We don't need computers doing all the work for us. Because even if it may be easier to work for, it shouldn't be. And it comes for a lot of things. Doing things easier is not necessary. Things need time and effort. There needs to be difficulty. We need to have a hard time doing things. That's how we know that those are things that we actually care about doing. If they get done super easily, then there's no proof that we actually care about doing them. The thing is, if it's hard to do, then that's how we know that you care about the project. And even if what you come up with doesn't turn out great, we still know that you could have cared for it. If a project looks like something that a computer wrote, then that's just proof that we don't think you cared. And if you didn't care, then we can't give you any appreciation that you think you deserve. That's just what I'm saying. We need to do things in our own fashion because it's how we live our life. We have to have our own unique style and get that style, the dedication we want. Of course, we can ask help, but we can't just let them be the overall work. We can't let turn that help into just doing it. And to me, it's because we have to be our own people. We have to get our personalities going forth. We have to use our techniques, our styles to make something that people can love or criticize. Even if they don't like it, that's not proof that you should have used another source. It's just proof that you can learn from the mistake and still try to do your best to get it fixed. But you see, that's just what things go for. And really, I don't feel like I should have to explain this. It seems like an easy thing to figure out. But I don't feel like people are figuring it out well, so I brought it up today. There really isn't much else I can say for this video. This is going to be a very short video because this is a very easy subject to remember. But I just want everyone to actually remember and not just forget about or not care about. Because I think that it is super necessary and not something we should just ignore. We have to do things in our style. We cannot um, worry about how easy or how hard they should be. If they're hard to do, then they're hard to do. We have to accept the difficulties. We can't just find ways to make them easier. That's how I feel. So in conclusion, we cannot let the computers take over our mindset. That shouldn't happen because it's going to ruin us. It's not going to make us special. Nobody is going to deserve the praise they get. And yeah, I know my nose is feeling weird, but yeah, that's just how I feel. It's a simple idea, but it's pretty easy to understand. We all have to do things our own. We all have to figure out things. There has to be difficulty in things. It's not something that deserves the help of one computer. It's all supposed to be something that we have to get done in our own fashion. Otherwise, we don't deserve the praise. We are just it's just how things work. It's how we need to be as people. We have to actually have our own styles be used. We have to be people towards it. It's how I feel. So for the next films to come out, I want them all to be actually written, casted, written, directed, produced, and done by real people. I don't want to see a movie that was done by... No, I don't want to see that. So please, for the love of God, studios and directors and all the film celebrities and other media out there, please do things on your own. Please do things as people. Don't do them by just copy and pasting. Do them in the process. Just how things need to be done, you know.